This is the one on Centaurs, and so we are going to get started where we got cut off last time. This is Cyripædia, Book 4, Section 3, Verse 5. And I will begin. Just think about it, he went on. We Persians have arms with which, it seems, we go into close quarters and put the enemy to flight. And then, when we have routed them, how could we, without horses, capture or kill horsemen or bowmen or targeteers in their flight? And what bowmen or spearmen or horsemen would be afraid to come up and inflict loss upon us, when they are perfectly sure that they are in no more danger of being harmed by us than by the trees growing yonder? Pende. And we to guard thee, Affi, Achamen emis, e perse, opla, is the cumen trapesta, tus polemius, o mosa idondas, que the trapomeni, pos, e ipeas, e toxotis, e peltastas, anavipon, ondas, the namathon, fevgondas, e lavine, e katacanin. Tinas theon fovindo imas prosiondas cocoon, e tuxoto, e acondiste, e bis, evidotus, o di udis, otis, kindinos, if, imon, cacon, tipathin, malon, e Epoton, Peficoton, Dendron. 6. And if this is so, is it not evident that the horsemen who are now with us consider that everything that has fallen into our hands is theirs no less than ours, and perhaps by Zeph's even more so? Ida uto tafdeki, uk Ivdilon oti inin porondas imin ibis nomizusin panda ta ipochiria gignomena ton ina uk iton I metera isos da ni dia kemalon. 7. As things are now, therefore, this is necessarily the case. But suppose we acquire a body of cavalry and inferior to theirs. It is not patent to us all that we should be able, even without them, to do to the enemy what we are now doing with their aid, and that we should find them then less presumptuous toward us. For whenever they choose to remain or to go away, we should care less if we were sufficient unto ourselves without them. Well and good. Epta. Nin men un uto taft echi kat anankin. The emis epikon kti samatha mi hieron tuton. Upasin imin katafanes oti tus the an polemius dinemitha. Keanev tuton bein osaper nin sin tutis. Tutus te echimen on tu tota metrioteron prosimas fronundas. Opotigar parina I apina vulindo inton animin meli EFT on of two tone cream mean of teeth. Ian. No one, I think, would gainsay me in this statement that it makes all the difference in the world whether the Persians have their own cavalry or not. But perhaps you are wondering how this may be accomplished. Well then, supposing that we wish to organize a division of cavalry, had we not better consider our resources and our deficiencies? Taftamen the ime udis an andi gnomonisia mi uchi topan the oferin person ganesta ikion ipikon al akino isos enoita pos on tuto ganito ar un skepsomatha ke vulimatha kathistana ipikon ti imin ibarki ke tinos and thee. Here then in camp are numbers of horses which we have taken, and reins which they obey, and everything else that horses must have before you can use them. Yes, and more, all that a horseman must use we have: breastplates as defensive armor for the body, and spears which we may use either to hurl or to thrust. Uk un epi men uti poli into stratopedo kati limani ke halini is pithonda ke tala osa the epis akusi Christa alamin ke iske the andra ipea Christa echomen thora kas men erimata ton simata tone somaton. Polta the is ke methiendus ke acundas chromathon. 10. What then remains? Obviously, we must have men. Now these above all other things we have. For nothing is so fully ours as we ourselves are our own. Ti thee, tolipon, thilon otion throne thee, ukon tuto malis ecomen, uthengar utos imitaronesti os imus imin aftis. But perhaps someone will say that we do not know how to ride. No by Zevs, and no one of these who know how to ride did know before he learned. But someone may say they learned when they were boys. Al eri ti sisos oti uk epistomatho. Ma thee utheg artuton ton epistemeno nin prin mathin uthis epistato. Al epi antis oti pedas ondas emathanon. And are boys more clever in learning what is explained to them and what is shown them than are men? And which are better able with bodily strength to put into practice what they have learned, boys or men? And que podera pedasisin froni motori osta mathin ta frazomena ke dikinimena iandras poderi on mathosi ikanotiri tosomati ek ponin e pedas e andras. 12. Again, we have more time for learning than either boys or other men. For we have not, like boys, to learn to shoot, for we know how already, or to throw the spear, for we understand that too. No, nor yet again are we so situated as other men, some of whom are kept busy with their farming, some with their trades, and some with their domestic labors, while we not only have time for military operations, but they are forced upon us. Ala min skoli ge imin manthanin. Osi ute pasin, ute alis andrasin. Ute gar tok savin imin mathiteon ospertis pesi. Prabistamatha gar tuto. ute min akondizin, epistamatha gar ketuto, all uthamin, osper tis alis andrasin, tis men georgia ascalian paracusi. Tis the techna, tis the ala ikia, imin the stratevis the umonon scoli, ala ke ananki. 13. And this is not like many other branches of military discipline, useful but laborious. Nay, when it comes to marching, is not riding more pleasant than trampling along on one's own 2 feet? And when speed is required, is it not delightful quickly to reach a friend's side if need be, and quickly to overtake a man or an animal if occasion should require one to give a chase? And is this not convenient, that the horse should help you to carry whatever accoutrement you must take along? Surely to have and to carry are not quite the same thing. Lekatria. Allah mean osper Allah polaton polemikon kalapa men krisima that ipiki the in although men idikon in idion e aftin teen podin porevista en the spudi idi tahi men philo parganesta ide tahi the ita andra ita thera the idiokista katalavanin ekino the uhi evpetes to otion the ioplon ferin tonipon tuto simferi un tuto estin echin te keferin. 14. What one might have most of all to fear, however, is that in case it is necessary for us to go into action on horseback, before we have thoroughly mastered the task, we shall then be no longer infantrymen and not yet competent cavalrymen. But not even this is an insurmountable difficulty, for whenever we wish, we may at once fight on foot. For in learning to ride, we shall not be unlearning any of our infantry tactics. Ogamin, malistan tis fovi thei, mi I theisi, F ipu kindinevin imas croteron prin acrivun, to erion tuto. Habidamita pezi eti olmen, mita po ipis ikani, alu the tuto amichanon, opugaran vulomatha, excesta imin pezis, Ephthes machista, then garton pezikon, apomathisomatha, epevin monthanondes. Thus Cyrus spoke, and Chrysantas seconded him in the following speech. I, for one, am so eager to learn horsemanship, and I think that if I become a horseman, I shall be a man on wings. Kyros minutos ipe, Chrysandas the sin agoravion afto o the elixen. Alago, men efi, utos epithimo. Ego men utos epithimo ipavin, mathin, osnomizo, in ipavs genome, anthropos ptinos assistan. For as we are now, I at least am satisfied when I have an even start in running a race with any man. If I can beat him only by a head, and when I see an animal running along, I am satisfied if I can get a good aim quickly enough to shoot him or spear him before he gets very far away. But if I become a horseman, I shall be able to overtake a man, though he is as far off as I can see him, and I shall be able to pursue animals or overtake them, and either strike them down from close at hand or spear them as if they were standing still. And they seem so, for though they be moving rapidly, yet if they are near to one another, they are as if standing still. Ninmengar ego ge agapo, in gaxiso to thin, or mithis anthropon monon ti kafali prosco, con therion, poretheon, idon the nasto, via tinamenos thalsa, osta acondisa e toxevsa prin panoproso afto genesta. In the ipevgename, dinisime men andra ex opseos micus catherin. Dinisime the theria, diocon tamen ex kyros pein catalamvanon, ta the acondizin osper esticota. Kegar eanum photoro tachei, almost ion plesion gneta alilon espertas decota estine. 17. Now the creature that I have envied most is, I think, the centaur, if any such being ever existed. Able to reason with a man's intelligence, and to manufacture with his hands what he needed, while he possessed the fleetness and strength of a horse, so as to overtake whatever ran before him and to knock down whatever stood in his way. Well, all his advantages I combine with myself by becoming a horseman. The malis of the co, zoon efi, ezilocana, ipokendavrus, e eganindo, osta provu levista, menanthropu phronisi, tes de hersi the deon palamasta, ipu the tacos akin ke skin, osta tomen fevgon erin, to the ipomenon anatrepin ukun panda kago afta tafta ipev skenomenos sin comizame pros of tone. 18. At any rate, I shall be able to take forethought for everyone with my human mind. I shall carry my weapons with my hands. I shall pursue with my horse and overthrow my opponent by the rush of my steed, and I shall not be bound fast to him in one growth, like the centaurs. Pronomen ge exo panda ti anthropini gnomi, tes the hersin oplophoriso, the oxo me the toipo ton the anandion anatrepso, ti tu ipu rimi, al u simpeficos the visime, osper e ipokentavri. 19. Indeed, my state will be better than being grown together in one piece. For in my opinion, at least, the centaurs must have had difficulty in making use of many of the good things invented for men. and how could they have enjoyed many of the comforts natural to the horse? Ukun tu toga kriton e simperficana. Tus mengar ipokendavrus ima erga polis men aporin ton anthropis ivrimenon agathon opos decrease polis the ton epis peficoton ideon pos avton cri apulavin. 20. But if I learn to ride, I shall, when I am on horseback, do everything as the centaur does, of course. But when I dismount, I shall dine and dress myself and sleep like other human beings. And so what else shall I be than a centaur that can be taken apart and put back together again? Thank you for whoever's watching live. We're almost done with this section on centaurs. And in the Greek, eikosi, ego the in ipevin matho oton men epi tu ipu genome ta tu ipu kendavru dipu diaproxime oton the katavo dipniso ke amphiesime ke kathaviso osper I ali anthropy Osta tialo I diaratos ipokendavros ke polin synthetos genome. 21. And then he said, I shall have the advantage of the centaur in this too, that he used to see with but 2 eyes and hear with but 2 ears, while I shall gather evidence with 4 eyes and learn through 4 ears. For they say that a horse actually sees many things with his eyes before his rider does, and makes them known to him, and that he hears many things with his ears before his rider does, and gives him intimation of them. Put me down, therefore, said he, as one of those who are more than eager to become cavalrymen. By Zeus, said all the rest, and us too. Eti the Effie K tis the pleonectiso tu ipokendavru omengar the in althalmin aorta k the in otin ikuin. Ego the tetarsi men othamis tekmaruma tetarsi the osin esthesime polagarphasi keipo anthropo tis othalmis pro oronda the loon pola the tis osi pro acunda simeni men un effi Grapha Tony Pevin Tony Pevin Eper Epithi Mundon Ni Ton the Ephesan Iali Pondus K Musca. 22. How would it do then, Cyrus asked, since we are all so very well agreed upon this matter, if we should make a rule for ourselves that it be considered improper for any one of us whom I provide with a horse to be seen going anywhere on foot, whether the distance he has to go be long or short, so that people may think that we are really centaurs. Ecosio. Ectu to thee, O Kiroslagi. Ti un affi epi sfodra imin the key, tafta I K nomon imin of tis, P semitha, escron ina, is on ipusago poriso, in tis fani, peziimon porevomenos, into polin, into oligin, odon thei the althin, Inake pandapasin ipocadavrus imas ion de anthropiina. 23. He put the question thus, and they all voted A. And so from that time, even to this day, the Persians follow that practice, and no Persian gentleman would be seen going anywhere on foot if he could help it. Such were their discussions on this occasion. Omenutos erieto, e the pandas sin inasan, ost etikenin exekinu chronda perseutos utoke udison ton colon cagathon econ ophthea person udami pesosion. Emen the entutis tis logis eson. And that is the end of section 3 of Cyropaedius, book 4. And we will begin with book 4, section 4 next time. Thank you, and till then.